Manners and respect, family, manners and respect to each and every one. Listen to this video. Now, people, what is going on with this administration, that the Andrew Holness administration and the police force? They no seem to have a good relationship at all. It seems as if the administration have punished the police and have pressured them, and the result is that they have put more money in the military, and it's like them defund the police force. I'm going to make you hear from Mr. Crawford as a politician in a parliament to talk some things where him must know better than me and you. So you know that we always attack the things here. So don't take it from me alone today. From the other day, I tell you, say, look like say this administration will defund the police. But listen to Mr. Crawford. Hear him have to say, oh, the police might get pressure. Check this out.
But I'm speaking also for the police officers. What about their rights? Who have been treated as not just servants, but almost slaves. We don't forget the food that they used to get, the soldiers and the police. With millions of dollars being spent on porta potty, why these things will not remain in the country? That millions of dollars was spent on the rental of porta potty for an activity that they expected to last for years, and should have buy the porta potty. We need to find out who rented those porta potties. We're going to come further again. They promised the police SOE pay and ZOSO pay. To this day, none of them have gotten SOE pay and ZOSO pay. Them tell me if you come today for talk against that. Their rights. Talk about that. Because what happens, Senator Brown, is that them get 10 hours per week for overtime pay, when some of them are being asked to work 30 hours more. Because with all the state of emergency, no additional resources or not sufficient additional resources are being sent to man these states of emergency. Knowing that the state of emergency is the intent of the government, it has not been a part of the discussions for the pay of the police moving forward. The Minister of Finance ignored that part of the crime plan and have not put in that conversation. That with what we expect of you, your pay should be different and increased. Why should we not speak to the police officer? Mr. President, I call upon the groups asking for the extension of the state of emergency to do a study on the degree retention in the security force. My information is less than 10% of people who go in with a degree stay in that police force because they're feeling that they're being abused by the requests and requirements that are being made of them. You're doing everything for the police force, and you're not doing that.
That was Senator Damon Crawford. Now, this right here is the chairman of the Federation of Police in Jamaica. Listen to what is going on with the police.
What you're saying here is very, very frightening indeed. First of all, you're saying that the minister have expressed a view that the government is indeed in a position to compensate properly, but they don't believe, or he doesn't believe, that the rank and file, the police officers, are deserving. You're not at the threshold that you should be compensated at an appreciative level that you're asking for.
Indeed, you're correct in your analysis, Conrad. And I believe that many of our colleagues, and I must also point out to the public that this was a compensation meeting that involves a joint approach from the Police Federation, the Police Officers Association, and the United District Constables Association. All three groups were present when the minister made that pronouncement before all of us, to include the commissioner designate that was present at the time. And I can say without any fear of contradiction that the action of the minister was brought to our parent minister's attention, as well as other persons who is of political influence. This police federation that I lead, will now instruct our King's Council to place squarely before the court the government of Jamaica, to include the Minister of Finance and our Minister of National Security, for failing to provide the resources to the men and women of the constabulary force.
Indeed, Chairman, this is breaking story. You're sharing with us here that based on the utterances coming out of that meeting, you are now serving notice on behalf of the Jamaica Police Federation, your men and women, to take the government of Jamaica to court for
failing to provide us with the basic amenities to perform our duty, thus putting our lives at risk and putting the public at a detriment in terms of their safety, because we are unable to respond appropriately to the threat associated with what is happening in the scheme of law enforcement at this time in Jamaica.
And what would those things be?
Basic things like uniform, ballistic accoutrements, and weapons. Even the fact that the government and the lobby groups have expressed concerns about less lethal devices, we are void of that, and I believe since the minister has made that utterances, it has been an eye-opener. It has been contemplated. It has caused us to be mulling over what was said and to view it from an angle where we believe that enough is enough. We as a federation cannot no longer continue to pay this service to the men and women who we are elected to serve, and the people of Jamaica whom we took an oath of office to serve them diligently. And at this time, I believe that the rubber has hit the nail.
Good.
And we believe that in the interest of national security, we now must take a preemptive strike to ensure that the citizens of Jamaica and the men and women well-being and welfare are protected at best.
So yes, family, that is the Police Federation chairman. It don't sound good for we when we have so much crime that kill we. It don't sound good at all when the men and women they want to do the work now get paid, and on top of that they now get the tool to fight the crime. So it's like them candle are burn from both ends, yeah, so they now get the tool from one end, and next end they now get paid. Government even still owe them, they have them in a court. Family, tell me what you think in the comment section. Yeah. This a look seedy, I don't lie you. I want to tell me what you think. Manners and respect.